any old IP. You know what I mean? You've always got to freshen up and try to maintain, relevance with current real-time culture. You know what I mean? If you want to be successful with a television show, or a movie. And of course, your brand, your franchise has to change and evolve to the times. You know what I'm saying? Just like Marvel had to do things like that with their characters and stuff like that to make the MCU work in in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? They had to make changes and adjustments and things like that, and they did. I mean, from what I saw in that Star Trek show, it seemed like all the like romantic sexual scenes and stuff that happened were like between gay guys and AI computers programs and shit or whatever, and like I didn't see it. There was no
what
women.
show were you watching?
There was no women, like
you might not have seen it in that episode.
Yeah, like there was no half-dressed ladies or anything like that, that I saw.
Nah, you're not gonna see half-dressed ladies. Nah, you're more likely to see half-dressed men.
I know the captain had like a little boyfriend or like a little romantic thing or whatever with that one dude,
the female captain. Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't. But they didn't really do a lot with that from what I watched.
No, we didn't see it. They did. We just didn't see it.
Yeah, it was just on the DL. We're live, by the way. Hey, folks. Another wonderful, cold start on the MCU's Bleeding Edge YouTube channel. Let you folks out there get a taste of the, the recap conversation and dialogue amongst us here on the show. So we are the MCU's Bleeding Edge YouTube channel and podcast. As always, I'm usually here. I'm Jeff S., aka TrueKnowledge. I'm the co-host. I'm moderating this evening. Until Cyber decides to step in next week. So with me tonight on our guest panel for this evening for Fallout Season 2, Episode 1, for the first time in a long time, our good friend Jermaine. Good to have you back, brother. And of course, my loyal, consistently reliable, in terms of his participation in shows, Cyberneticshark is here, very quiet this evening, but that is not surprising with him. He usually warms up, with his talking or whatever, over time.
Oh, man.
It's like a buildup, Anyways, and then of course, Andre's Pop Culture Guy is here. He is the third member of the MCU's Bleeding Edge main team, and he also, for the most part, is always here. He takes his nights off for good reasons here and there, but for the most part, especially lately, he's been around for every episode of every show we've been doing, which has been nice. So we're back in the Fallout universe, the Fallout world in the year 2077 to revisit this Amazon Prime Video series that they produced. Based off of the mega popular and financially successful video game franchise, which I did participate in when I was younger for a time. Although I did not play all the games, I did play the first two. And I never beat or completed either of them because they are somewhat difficult games from my experience. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a super skilled video game player at all. So, and I don't have that patience that some gamers do. I can't sit and play for 6 hours or 8 hours straight just to fucking, get further in a game. But no, the Fallout games are great. And they're very creative, especially for when they came out. And they're very fun to play, if you like, post-apocalyptic, depictions of the world, with lots of violence and, guns and killing people and all that, it's a great game. it gives you one of the best weapons caches or arsenals that you can carry at the same time I've ever seen on a shooting game before. You can have like 25 different fucking guns on Fallout and just cycle through them at any given time. You know, it's great. So the TV show is based on the games. They do a really, really good job with authenticity to the games on this show. For anybody who does have any experience with the games, if you don't, that's fine. But they've made a real effort to really make the show look like the games, and incorporate as many of the angles of the games as they logically could fit into a television show. With obviously having made lots of changes as well, to make the television show work. For the most part, those changes have been good and have worked out well. And for the most part, from what I've observed, most of the game fandom has appreciated the show so far. So they are happy so far with how Fallout has worked out. So I guess probably first question would be, Jermaine, since you're our guest tonight, sir, you can go first. If you have any thoughts on the first season of Fallout, this would be the episode, to do that. And also, if you have any points you want to make in general about episode 1, and what you thought about it, and then just also if you have any thoughts on season 2.
I think I'd have to say in terms of season 1 in general, I think I would have given season 1 an 8. I don't come with the knowledge of playing the games, so I didn't know exactly what to expect. Every episode was new and fresh for me. I liked I'm one. I don't mind the time jumps and all of that. That doesn't bother me. I'm able to pick up real quick, like what's really going on. So that didn't bother me at all. However, I will say, to get to the second part of your question, this particular episode to me was kind of slow.
I don't mean to cut you off, Jermaine, but you're very aware, sir, that episode 1s typically are, on the slower side,
Yeah, but okay. So, for instance, let's talk about the flashback. So that very first flashback, it was almost as if it was a repeat of a flashback that we saw in season 1. So I'm like, why are we doing this? What are we learning? There was nothing to be learned. It wasn't until later in the episode that we saw them mention more and more and more of what's his name, Robert House. Okay, but there was a different way I feel that they could have introduced Robert House instead of the flashback with Cooper Howard and his daughter. That was kind of like, why are we doing that? Unless it's a setup for something that we're going to see later on in the season. So unless that setup happens, it's kind of like, why are we seeing this? And so I was kind of, I don't know. I was kind of like, what?
Well, I think they're trying to establish that there's been a relationship between those two characters in the past already. You know what I'm saying? But
if you've seen season 1, you already understand it.
And that's going to lead into them interacting again now, in the future. You know what I'm saying? In Mr. House's new form,
Okay. I disagree, but okay.
Well, you understand Mr. House is still alive. He still exists in the future too, right?
That's clear. That's very clear.
And again, I did dip out, attention span wise during the episode, as I admitted earlier before the show, but they did not connect them in the show yet in real time, in this episode, right? They did not actually, the Ghoul and, Ellie, or whatever her name is, have not gotten to New Vegas yet.
No, not yet. They're going to later on, probably.
Okay. Jermaine, did you have anything that you wanted to say about season 2 at all?
I just did.
Okay, sir. Good for you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Great contribution to start off the round. All right, same question to you, Andres. Have at it, sir.
Yeah, sure. I guess out of the bunch, I'm highly enthusiastic about this show. I think I talked this before in the after show.
Andres thought season 1 of Fallout was a 10 out of 10.
Yes, I did. I think I did. I don't know. Actually, in my short review, I say a 9 out of 10. The show is overall a 9 out of 10. I really love the aesthetic of this show. Like, I'm very into that retro, 60 design. If you've seen those shows like Legion, the FX show, or Fantastic Four, the new one, like I really dug the 60s kind of like aesthetic or
the retro feel of the world and the objects and everything. Yes.
Yeah. Like The Incredibles, something like that. And also, I'm a big fan of Nolan. This is developed by Jonathan and his wife, Leslie Joy Nolan. The famed creators of Westworld. They part of this show, and you can see like a lot of their traditional storytelling. Like the non-linear storyline, like jumping back and forth and time.
I just got to point out, sir, without cutting you off. Don't mind me, but honestly, I did not watch Westworld when it came out. I just wasn't an active TV watcher at that time. But I have watched a lot of YouTube videos that have explained the seasons and everything and what happened. And honestly, the decisions that they made with that show, as far as where it went from like the first season or two, then like moving forward with the story, was very bizarre and did not help that show at all. You know what I'm saying? And that show had a lot of potential, but it was not handled well.
Yeah, no, it didn't. But like first season was amazing. Season 2 is like good but not great, and then 3 and 4 is like, oh my god.
They turned a great premise that really worked, for the show into something bizarre and like fucking weird and not even
Well, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the season, but like 3 and 4 we're not in the park, which that's kind of weird for a show that's like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That really hurt the show. You know what I mean? What they decided to do with that, that part of those seasons where they took them out of the park. The story, what it was about, was not all that interesting.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. But thankfully it's not affecting the show, which is kind of nice. I mean, I'm not a big gamer. I haven't played this game the full out. But just looking, like Jeff has done a really good job for me to like explore some of like other YouTube to explore the lore, particularly the Fallout, which I have, and I'm pretty amazed the show has done a really good job of adapting this game, which is nice. And for this season 2 premiere, I dug it. I really love picking up where we left off. Minus the Brotherhood, we didn't really get back to them, but I really appreciate that we got back to Lucy, the ghoul, Wolf Togotten's character. I appreciate we got into the character of, I forgot his name, Robert, the new character that Jason Thoreau is playing. Like
Mr. House.
Mr. House, thank you. That is part of the Las Vegas storyline that we're going to see in this season. They did a really good job of laying the groundwork for like this new season, which is nice. And I guess
he's a new main recurring character for the show for this season. He's the one big main new character.
Oh yeah, and he's not. We're gonna get 2 more major stars, but he's gonna be our major new character, right? Just answer Jermaine's question. Like, I appreciate we went back to the flashback when he left to the office, because I was wondering what was going to happen. And so I appreciate that we answered, the spy and, answered, later on, like what, Howard's going to do, after learning what his wife did and, and all that. So overall, I was very happy with the premiere. They did a good job of picking up, where we left off, and I love that we just right away just went to the violence, which was great. I did not expect like multiple exploding heads. I was like, what is going? When you see exploding heads and limbs, that's where I'm like,
it's Fallout, sir. I mean, based off what we saw in season 1, why would it surprise you that there would be like
no, I'm happy we got exploding heads and then limbs, because I'm like, oh yeah, we're cooking here, ultra violence. But yeah, and I know this is going to be silly, but a major plus is having a dog. Just having this dog around is kind of cute. So yeah, so overall, I'm very excited to see this season with you guys and review it for the next 9 weeks. Thank goodness there's going to be 9 weeks, 9 episodes, which is good. So yeah.
Oh, okay. They decided to do 9 episodes this season. That's cool.
Yeah, because last season was 8. Last year. So yeah, that's good.
I'm all for having more episodes than 8 for a TV show, for a season. I'm all about it. I miss the days when, the older television that, in the past, back in the day when all shows would come out with, 15, 20 episodes, for a TV show, I like seeing that from a show. Some shows still do that. They still put out 10, 15, 20 episodes for a season. It happens. Where I really dipped out during my watching of episode 1 was actually during those flashbacks with the ghoul and Mr. House. So that's where I kind of need some help. And then also, Kyle MacLachlan's character, Lucy's dad. I really wasn't sure what his deal was or what he was really doing exactly in the episode when I saw him.
Okay.
So hopefully somebody will explain that to me when we break down the episode. But Cyber, sir, you are last. Go ahead, sir.
What's the question?
Oh, sir, any thoughts that you might have on season 1, since we are, starting over again with season 2, and then any, main points you wanted to make about episode 1?
So I mean, season 1 was okay. It had some great episodes. It had some interesting moments. It had some really great graphics. There was great people that were involved with it, like Matt Berry. I have to shout out Matt Berry once again because he was just absolutely fantastic. And overall, the first season was okay. I loved Walt Goggins as his character as the ghoul. He's absolutely fantastic. So I'm so happy he's back for season 2. But overall, I think the very first episode is really decent. I thought it was a really great opening to, this new season. I thought it had a lot of great elements. It was fun seeing the different characters, being reintroduced to some of them. And I liked the expose that they put throughout it, giving you more history and more information. So I thought they did a good job there. So, yeah, overall, I think, a solid start to the new season. I honestly, I think this episode, I feel, was better than the majority of the ones I saw in the first season. I think they've fine-tuned themselves to kind of learn from what didn't work in season 1. And this episode kind of showed that they listened to the fans and kind of moved away from certain things and made it a little more interesting. So I think it's a solid start. Like I said, the first season was decent.
Well, shout out to the director of this episode, Frederick E.O. Toy, who Cyber and Andres and I know from Shogun. Where he was excellent. I believe, if I remember correctly, that he also directed in season 1 of the show too.
Yes, I think he did. I'm looking at it. He did Westworld. That's how we.
Westworld. He was in Shogun.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. I'm just checking right now. Yeah. So he did The Boys. He did Fallout the first last 2 episodes, episode 6 and 7 in the first season, The Trap and the Radio. So he did do Fallout, and he did a lot of good shows.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm mistaken then. Maybe I guess I just remembered his name from
he's in Shogun too. He did episode 4, 5, 9, and 10.
Well, why the fuck did you just say that then? I said he's in fucking Shogun, I know he had some great episodes, you know what I'm saying? Jermaine, I wish we could. I could talk to you about Shogun, sir. That was a wonderful show that we really had a lot of fun reviewing. It was a great to watch too. But I don't think you actually caught that one, did you?
Not at all. I'm unfamiliar.
That doesn't surprise me with your tastes and everything. You know, I can see why Shogun would not have been something that you would have wanted to get into. You know.
Well, what's it about?
It's based in Japan, you know, and it's the story of this English sailor that gets crashes his boat, you know, in Japan, and he's like the first white English person they've ever, you know, met or whatever, you know what I mean? And then, you know,
kind of like Marco Polo or something.
It's all based on you know, on the politics and like the samurai culture of Japan of that era, of that time period. It's set way back in history during you know, a really interesting, you know, time for Japan with the samurai you know, culture, and it just basically you know, does a really great job of pulling off an authentic depiction of what Japan was like historically, you know, and they put a lot of money into it. So the costume design, the set design, all that, everything is exceptional. You know what I'm saying? It's all just, you know, a lot of effort and time was put into, you know, the details. You know what I mean?
Sounds cool.
All the dialogue is in Japanese, you know, except for when the American English character is there and he talks English. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then there's a few other characters that, you know, foreigners that speak English, but most of the dialogue is all in Japan with subtitles. I don't know how you feel about that, but I happen to actually not mind that. So, I only have to say about Fallout Season 1 that I agree with Cyber. It was just a okay season of television. I don't think Fallout is an exceptional show. It does not have the traits or the elements that like really good, you know, super entertaining, high-end or critically acclaimed television shows in the past that I've experienced, award, you know, nominated shows. It doesn't have those elements going or working for it personally that I've noticed. You know what I'm saying? It has a very flat pace as a TV show. You know, a la, you know, Jermaine mentioning the slowness, you know, sort of the episode or whatever, you know. That's how Fallout is as a show. You know what I mean? It's a very laid back atmosphere, you know, of a TV show. There's very little tension really ever involved, you know. But besides that, it has a lot of good things going for it too. And there were a lot of really solid episodes in season 1, but there were a couple that were just, you know, 50-50. They were just okay. I did think that there were some really solid performances by some of the actors in season 1. I think Ella Purnell's great. I think Walter Goggins will be around for as long as Fallout is alive and exists and continues making seasons. I think Walter Goggins will be alive and on the show. I don't think they'll ever you know, kill off the Ghoul. He's too popular as a character for the show. I like Aaron Moulton. You know, he's okay. I was surprised and impressed by his acting as a new actor, you know, to me in season 1.
Now, who is that?
He's the black guy that's in the Brotherhood of the Steel.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we didn't see him in this episode.
The one that's kind of the third prong of the three you know, person team that makes up the main characters of the show, you know, and the one that actually interacted with Lucy and the Ghoul and everything in season 1. He was good. I've never heard of him or seen him in anything else other than Fallout personally. But yeah, I thought that I thought they did a good job casting and creating some really fun and funny and interesting secondary characters in season 1. I liked and appreciated a lot of the side characters, the secondary characters that have recurring roles in the show, but aren't featured in the show. I thought they did a really good job with with those characters. They've made this world of the show fun and interesting to learn about and watch.
So Jeff, just to kind of like amen what you're saying, like anytime that there was especially in episode 1, that they went back to vault, what was it, vault 32, vault 33, whichever vault they went back to, those scenes were hilarious. And then on a dime, some characters could go from being funny to being mean and extreme, just like that. And that lets you know the range of these actors. So I think they did a really good job with choosing their actors. I just want them to do a better job with their script writing.
I barely even noticed the vault stuff in episode 1, so I'm glad you pointed that out, because there must have not been a lot of it, because I barely even noticed it.
There wasn't a lot of it, but it definitely got my attention.
It seemed like they really wanted to focus on Lucy and the Ghoul in episode 1 and Mr. House.
And just for my money, I do not like that character. Lucy, I don't like her character. I understand the point of her character, but she's just so annoying to me. She's annoying.
Really?
Okay.
That's fair. Like I never get that vibe from her. I don't mind her innocent, grew up in a vault like vibe. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind that.
I get that point, but it's just, you know what? Let me just say it. I don't like her voice. I don't like her voice.
That's fair. You know what I'm saying? That's fair. I get where you're coming from. She does have a certain kind of voice. I would respect that opinion. I enjoy her in the show, personally. That's just me. I thought she was actually really great in season 1. I heard she was in Yellow Jackets. I wonder how she did on that show. But she's cute too. She's nice to look at. So that's never a bad thing. But yeah, you can't go wrong with the Ghoul. But yeah, this, for whatever reason, this episode 1, they decided to not really do a lot with the vaults, or the Brotherhood of Steel. They decided to kind of not do anything with those parts of the story in episode 1. But also we got some Kyle MacLachlan too. Again, I'm not sure what his character was about or like trying to do at this point in season 2. I didn't understand that. But I like him in the show, so I'm glad that he's back.
Yeah, we'll explain it when we get to it, because it's pretty clear what they're trying to set up with Mr. House and the McConnell character. But
I know Lucy and the Ghoul are looking for
the dad.
For the dad.
Yeah.
That's their goal. That's their mission. Which is going to lead them to New Vegas eventually. I'm assuming, because I think at the end of season 1 they heard that that's where the dad was going. And besides that, I just know that there were flashbacks, and they didn't really explain who Mr. House really is, or what he's about in the future. They just told us about him in the past.
Well, they didn't tell you that Jace, the guy from the beginning, is Mr. House. It was just like, well, no, he did say his name, right? Rubber House or something like that, or if I remember correctly from that flashback from the beginning.
I can't remember, but I just assumed that he was Mr. House, because it was obvious that he was the new main character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really wasn't. I'm not sure what Kyle MacLachlan's goal or point is in season 2. Really, to be honest with you, I'm not sure if he's trying to reconnect with his wife or something like that, or if he has some mission he's trying to accomplish or whatever. Something have to do with the flashbacks. I don't know.
So what's it? Vault Tech. Towards the end of the episode, he's the only human in Vault Tech, and it looked like he was contacting Robert House to let him know, hey, I'm here and I'm going to finish your experiments, and I'm going to prove to you that I'm indispensable, so you can give me a promotion or what have you. So that seems to be his motivation as a character.
Oh, that's a really interesting explanation. Thank you for that. So he is actually the only like real tangible human being that's left of Voltec.
Yeah, because we don't see anyone in that. He arrives to Vegas and there's no one in the Voltec, so it's just him. And if you pay attention, there one of the gadgets in the labs is the same chip that Mr. House did on the guy in the flashback. So he's continuing that experiment, which Lucy and the Ghoul also stumbled on that in Vault 4 in the middle of the episode. So that's what's going on. So he's going to continue the experiments in Vegas.
Yeah, and he's obviously has a relationship with Mr. House.
Yeah. I love his lines like, you're going to need to give me a promotion after this. Oh my God.
So basically his whole identity in season 1 was nothing but a lie.
Yeah.
Like a cover story, basically,
Yeah, I mean, he literally blew up a community because his wife left and took his kids. So I mean, he is pretty much.
Yeah, he's actually probably kind of a bad guy in real life at this point.
Yeah.
I know it's weird to see Kyle MacLachlan playing a bad guy in a film, but or a TV show, but.
This is my second time seeing him as a bad guy. I don't know. You guys haven't seen the Flintstones movie? He was a bad guy in that. No, you haven't, Jermaine. Oh, it's the 19.
From what I remember about Mr. House in the New Vegas game, he's a bad guy too. He has a lot of really really negative, crazy shit going on. Behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? His ideas and everything and actions are of the evil kind. You know what I mean? He's not a good guy character either.
No.
So, if Kyle MacLachlan's character is working with Mr. House, then that obviously shows that he's, not a very morally good person.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and try to dive into this episode synopsis from Wikipedia really quick so I can kind of do the episode breakdown. But again, I'll warn you guys, the synopsis is all over the place when it comes to the actual timeline of the episode. So some of it may not land when it actually occurred in the episode. So just bear with me, please. And if you need to straighten me out or correct something or add something, just let me know and have at it.
No worries.
Just to start right off, according to the synopsis, it wants me to start with the flashback, or it wants me to start with in 2077, before the war, a mysterious man, defensor of Robert House. Like, it wants me to start with that when that's not what happened. The episode starts off with Lucy McLean and the Ghoul killing a group of great cons while tracking Lucy's father, Hank, leading them eventually to the abandoned Vault 24 later on in the episode. See what I'm talking about with these synopsises?
Yeah.
Like, look how, I mean, look what they did with the Lucy and the Ghouls, timeline. They went from like what happens at the beginning of the episode to like the middle of the episode, right in the same sentence. But so yeah, the episode starts off with the Ghoul being like caught by this group, this new clan or gang that we haven't encountered before that I remember. and he appears to be kidnapped, or they're hostage, basically. And then Lucy appears and pops up in this really cool dinosaur statue that is from the games, I believe, and has like a sniper position and backs him up. And there's some funny dialogue with Lucy and the gang, and a pretty solid action scene. So I'll actually end right there with that scene, and you don't have to go into the vault stuff, since that doesn't happen until later. You can if you want. I don't care if you go out of order. But go ahead and tell me your thoughts on just that whole opening that we get, that 7 or 8 minutes with Lucy and the ghoul and the gang. Andres, go first.
Okay. Yeah, I thought this was a great opening to get us back to the universe. I just want to touch on the actual opening scene, where is the introduction of Rubber House. That was the first thing we see before we meet again with Lucy and the ghoul.
Okay, is that what actually happened, Andres? Thank you, sir. Did we actually get a scene where
Yeah, so before we meet again, Lucy and the ghoul, with them killing that group, the first thing we see is the flashback of meeting a Rubber House, and then that we went to credits. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much the first thing we see. And then the next scene, you just say the end point is pretty much seeing Lucy and ghoul, seeing the ghoul being captured by a group of these, bounty hunters, or bandits, and like Lucy taking, helping the ghoul to get out of that situation. I think that was all good. I really love that flashback of, Justin Thoreau. He's a very interesting actor. I think I really like him. I mean, he started with David Lynch with Mulholland Drive. He was, he's a good writer, director. I mean, if you haven't seen The Leftovers, he's really good in that, I heard. I saw him in Charlie Angel's Full Trial, and he was in recently Beetlejuice. So I thought his casting for Mr. House was really good, especially because the many videos I saw about the kind of like the lore about Vegas and Mr. House in general. I think he's the perfect choice for that character. And man, I mean, as Jeff said before about the him being pure evil, like he is literally evil. This guy tricked 3 people to come out, and he has a bunch of his money, and then he injects a microchip on this big dude named Bill.
Did that happen right there in that opening flashback?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. And then he controls Bill, and then he kills his 2 friends, which was crazy. I was like, oh yeah, we're back, baby, Fallout. And then he picks up the chip that he inserted on Bill, of course, after his head exploded. I was like, whoa. And then after that we hit credits, Fallout, and then we meet up again with the ghoul. And yeah, I agree with Jermaine and Jeff. The ghoul is the best thing about the show. I mean, Walton Goggins is an amazing actor. I mean, you've seen his work on Justified and other stuff. He's incredible, and I was so happy to see him again. I do agree with Jermaine. I really love the storyline between Lucy and ghoul, because that's the main storyline I care more about. They're tracking Lucy's father to New Vegas, which apparently in this Wikipedia I'm looking at right now, they're saying they're near New Vegas. I'm like, oh wow. So hopefully it's not too far and not too many episodes for them to get there. It was very funny. I love the joke when he, you're trying to send your friends, okay, I need some help here, or I don't know what he said, to tell Lucy to come out and shoot those bandits. And of course she comes out and she does her usual Lucy, which I love. I love Lucy too. She's a great character. I really like her just naivety in the world, but at the same time you see her being hardened as well. I mean, she's already been through a lot of shit since the first season, so she's not too naive, she's able to shoot these people. So I like how she's still keeping her like her point of view and not being this pessimistic like the ghoul, which is I really like that contrast. And those two as a pairing is really great. So that's the best thing about this episode is those two, just them talking each other. Really great comedian like back and forth, which is great. But yeah, I really dug this opening. Like it just got me right back to the mood. What I love about this show, and love their dark comedy. That's the thing I like about the show. It's like I like those dark comedy humors. You know, that's like very Beetlejuice and whatever Westworld was over those 4 seasons. You totally see that. So that's my thoughts on that. And I gotta say the special effects, the action stuff with the ghoul and Lucy, that was great. That was a really great highlight for me in this episode. So that's all I have to say.
Well, honestly, Jermaine, regardless of how you feel about Lucy in the show, I honestly do think that Ella Purnell is pretty funny. She definitely has some comedic ability because Andres is right. She's pretty much the main, source of humor on the show, honestly. And her dialogue and rapport with the ghoul and some of the things that happen with them at times, and her dialogue and her delivery, although I know you don't like her voice, is funny. But I'd imagine you have to agree that some of it is funny. All right, Jermaine, I'll go to you next, sir.
Okay, so look, this is what I want to say about her character. I understand her character. Everything about her character, I understand. It makes sense. The relationship that she has with the ghoul, it makes sense. It's like what's it called? Yin and yang. A perfect combination, which makes for a lot of comedy because the ghoul is a serious character. Like, I mean, he kills for a living. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he going to be funny? I mean, I guess he could be funny, but it's her character that provides that comic relief. And I get that. It's just a voice that just kind of grates me. However, Cooper Howard is back reminding us that in the Wasteland, basically shoot first, then questions. It's just a fancy way of saying he's going to shoot you in the face and let your ghost do the talking. Apparently shooting people in the ass isn't his style, because he really doesn't like it when Lucy shoots people in the ass. And basically his solutions are much more permanent and he'll ask questions later, which is funny to me. Even though his character is not funny, it's just the give and take between those two characters. That whole scene, that shootout scene, was hilarious, and at the same time it gave me what I needed in terms of gore and just what's going to happen in this particular space. I enjoyed seeing that. To talk about the Robert House character, the way in which they introduced him, on like all of a sudden this filthy rich guy is in a bar for all intents and purposes, and he's talking to some people who, I mean, let's face it, can be forgotten, and then he basically kills them. Like, who does that? And who drives around with all $32 million in their trunk? Like, nobody does that. But he does it. And not only does he do it.
Jermaine, who the fuck do you know who would believe that somebody actually had $31 million in their trunk?
Well, he had it. And they were willing to do something to get it. But he just killed them before. And that was funny to me. That was funny. That was funny. But just to see this, just the way that he was dressed. Did you catch the way that he was dressed? He was dressed in all white, as if he's an angel, personified, if you will. That dichotomy, it worked because you were thinking that perhaps he could be a good guy or someone who kind of like straddled the fence, but nah. He killed him.
I believe he's the type of man, regardless of the the fashions of this made up world, that has a certain flair or about him. You know what I mean? A certain panache about him when it comes to how he dresses, how he talks.
Yeah, I thought initially he was gonna recruit them to either like a cult or like a rebellion against the corporate people. Before that crazy twist of just him killing them, like for not like for experiment was kind of crazy.
And what year was that? Did they say? And at what point in time did that happen?
2077.
27. No. This had to have been. Well,
wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
This had to have been before the atomic bomb.
So
it's before the atomic bomb. Yeah.
So it was way in the future, but also before the bombs.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that was part of the flashback.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me check. Yeah. So I'm just looking back on the first episode. It's in the same year when the bomb hits, but we don't know the day because October of 2030 is when the bomb hit.
I was just asking because that technology that he was using seemed very, very advanced.
I mean, just remember this universe is like they're in the future and they're a mix of future and retro. So just remember that they have high tech stuff. It's just
No, I know. They just the way that things are designed and built and everything and whatnot, and the look and everything in this world. And they all the technology and everything and all the machinery and things and cars all look like 1950s Hollywood.
Yeah.
Everything has that classic, old American look to it.
Yeah, it does, and sounds like you forget they're like in far in the future, and it's also like a revision like history too, because their wars are different from like us.
Think about Dune. I mean, in the timeline of Dune, when Dune in the year that Dune is existing, it's fucking like thousands and thousands of years in the future. You know what I'm saying? From us, from like now, and they've really like regressed, when it comes to their society, when it comes to technology and machinery and things like that, because they've eliminated computers and all that. You know what I mean? And gone back to like a classical European. Kings and queens and chivalry kind of fucking lifestyle,
Yeah.
Where people are using swords, in battle and shit like that.
Yeah. I just checked. I don't know. Like, I hope they tell us 1 month they're in because it has to be before October of 2077 because that's when
whatever. I'm not all that. I just wanted to make sure that's in the same. That flashback was in the same timeline of the ones we've seen before. Essentially, you know what I'm saying? From that period, that's all I wanted to know.
No, it's the same year as the atomic bomb hits, but it's just not. It's before it hits. So yeah, same flashback. Yeah.
Okay, Jermaine. I'm sorry, sir. We didn't mean to cut you off. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, we were just talking about that one opening scene, so that was it for me. I'm good.
Okay, Cyber, sir. I'm sorry that I made you go last this round twice in a row. I'll let you go first on the next one, sir. Yee-hoo, Cyber.
Okay, I didn't hear you. Refresh my memory endpoint.
The opening flashback with Mr. House, sir, and then the scene with Lucy and the ghoul.
Okay. So yeah, Justin Theroux popping up was awesome. I absolutely love Justin Theroux. I think he's a great character actor. And he's been in a whole bunch of things over the last decade now or so. I mean, he popped up, of course, in Poker Face. He's popped up in a whole bunch of things over the years. And him being cast as Mr. House, I thought was really absolutely fantastic.
Cyber, didn't Justin Theroux used to go with Charlize Theron back in the day?
He was married to Jennifer Aniston briefly.
Okay.
Yep.
Maybe
he might have dated Charlie's. Who knows?
I bet that could be exactly that could be what I heard about, and that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah, they were married. They just got divorced like a couple years ago. But anyways, so that whole beginning sequence was very interesting, I thought, showing him already developing and using and trying to experiment with that technology with, implanting these like probes onto people. And we get to see that at the beginning of the scene. I mean, that was like awesome. Him beating the hell out of those guys and stuff like that. And then it making him explode was freaking awesome. I was like, holy shit, that's awesome. But then, of course, the reintroduction to the Ghoul is absolutely fantastic. Him with a hangman's noose around his neck is like perfect way I thought that they reintroduced him. It was so funny. I was just like, where else would the Ghoul be except for, trying to be killed again, So, of course, as soon as I saw him, I'm like, Walton Goggins. I absolutely love Walton Goggins. Of course, the same dynamic that we saw with the Ghoul and Ellie, what's her name again? Lucy, sorry. Lucy, in the first season, we see that right away here again. Once again, Ella Purnell as Lucy, she drives me fucking nuts. I can't help it. She absolutely drives me fucking nuts. She is like the type of person that you're like, they're sitting off to the side. You're like, go the fuck away. You're just annoying the hell out of me type of deal. Like, it's like, you just won't shut up and you won't stop meddling and shit. Like, stop it. You're driving me nuts. So, like, right off the bat, she's like that right here when he's asking her to shoot the guys to help him out. And she starts going into this fucking tantrum. And I'm like, what the fuck? You're supposed to be helping him, not try to kill him. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is how she would do this. This is how stupid she'd be. And so she's going on and saying, oh, we have this plan and we had this plan. And I'm just like, why are you explaining this to the bad guys? Why? So it was like absolutely like just freaking hilarious. And at the same time, just annoying. Once again, Lucy playing Lucy. Off the hand, and I'm like, no wonder your father went nuts and psycho, wants to kill the people, he had you as a daughter. But anyways, their whole dynamic is once again, it's brought back to the same forefront as it was at the end of the last season. And, eventually he's able to get himself loose and take care of the guys and stuff like that. And after all that crap she does, they still end up killing those people. So it's like, what was the point of that? You didn't stop anything. You basically wasted time when you could have just been done with this, So I think it's a really strong start to the episode. I think that whole opening sequence is great. Getting some more information, kind of an introduction to new character that is going to be kind of a main theme in the series going forward, or at least in this season. Then, of course, you get reintroduced to these great characters who, do a great job at what they do. And, we get to see some really great action right off the bat with lots of great, blood and guts and stuff like that going on. So I think it's a really solid start to a great episode.
Okay. Most definitely. And yeah, I think they're great. I think that, Goggins and Purnell obviously work well together in this show. They have a good fit together as a duo, and as characters, their dialogue between each other and relationship that they have because of their differences and as people makes for a very entertaining, fun dynamic between the two of them. Their scenes are great. you know. But hopefully they'll keep them together a lot. I hope in season 2. So what's going on in the private chat? Anything interesting? Okay. Just had to see. Just had to check. All right, so I'm gonna go back to this fucking Wikipedia synopsis and hope that what I drop will somewhat line up to the events of episode 1 after the section we just talked about. So, after learning Voltech's plans, Cooper Howard tries to flee with his daughter. I'm assuming this is one of the flashback scenes. Andres, hopefully, is this somewhat close to the section of the episode after the opening?
Yeah, I think no. Let me check. You mean okay? Yeah. So so the next flashback is the ghouls seeing the Cooper Howard taking his daughter.
Yeah,
somewhere.
okay, Janie,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Lee Moldover convinces him to remain and spy on his wife Barb as she travels to Las Vegas to meet Mr. House. And then it says in 2296, Lucy McLean and the Ghoul kill a group of great cons while tracking Lucy's father. Oh, that already happened. Sorry. This is how fucked up the timelines are with these synopsises. This already happened. So leading them, Lucy and the Ghoul on their pursuit of Lucy's father to the abandoned Vault 24, where a man with an installed chip speaks to Lucy before his head explodes. So I'll stop there. And Cyber, as I said, sir, I will go to you first. What are your thoughts on that that second section of the episode?
I thought you were talking to Jermaine, actually, honestly, about that. First, I don't care if I go first or not. Anyways, so this section, I mean, it gets you even more into the meat of the episode. I feel you get to once again you get some more information about kind of where people are at. You kind of get a little bit of information of like where things are going and kind of overall where after we had left them in the first season, kind of where they're at, and at this current time that we're going on to. Being the year 2226 is kind of funny, especially with us coming up to 2026. Being 200 years in the future. I think that I honestly don't know. I don't know what, how that, like, what that would be 200 years from now, of course, because we're not going to be there, unfortunately, unless there's some way they allow, we get to the point where we can live hundreds of years. But I think it's interesting that, that they decided to make it that year, because if I recall correctly, is the game in 2226 the second game? That I don't know. Honestly, anybody know?
Cyber, I'd be lying to you if I told you that I can remember what the actual dates of the years are in the game. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that that on Wikipedia, when it explains the show, the description of the show, it says that the first game is set in the year 2077.
Oh, 2077. Okay.
Yeah. And the second game is 2041, sir. So just let you know.
Oh, there's a big time jump between in the games.
Yeah. I'm looking at it now. But yeah.
It wouldn't really make much of a difference because you're not a recurring character or whatever when you play the game anyway.
Yeah. The 2077 is directly from like the first game, and then when we in the present day we're in 2161 in the future, like after the bomb hits.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like they're keeping it somewhat accurate. That's good. To the games. So yeah, I mean, I think that it being that far in the future, I think is kind of interesting, especially, you know, when you look back at film, like in the 80s and the 70s and stuff like that, and they had a futuristic film, and it's supposed to be like 2010, 2017, 2000, and you're like that, you know, that's like only like from that time frame, it was only like 20, 30 years. And you're like, wow, that's only a couple decades away, like, you know, and it really hasn't changed much in that, you know, 40, 30 years, you know. And so this having that huge 200-year jump, I think is a really clever idea. So that being a big factor, you know, kind of where this is supposed to be at, I think that's quite, you know, fun and interesting. But overall, I think this section, like I said, gives you quite a bit of, you know, interesting little tidbits that really help move the story along. That I think overall do a good job of giving you that forward momentum and giving you some more great shadow between the different characters and so forth, and especially between the Ghoul and Lucy. Great scenes throughout this whole entire episode, I feel. And in this section, I think they have some really great, you know, conversations and kind of like thought process and stuff like that that were really well written. So I think that, you know, overall, this is a decent section that works out and plays forward very well.
Okay. Jermaine, sir, go ahead.
All right, so this is what I wanted to point out. So Lucy plans to bring her dad to justice, and so so this is after the man's head explodes, and so the Ghoul is just like, well, what you gonna do with your dad now? And she says, I plan to bring my dad to justice. And so, like, I was left thinking, with what government? Does she plan to bring him to the vaults? Does she plan to bring him to these cities? Like, who? Like, everyone would want him dead. And like, what?
That's a good point. There is no actual. There is no actual structure of any kind. There's no government in at this stage of their world. You know what I mean?
I know, which really leads you right back to what the Ghoul was saying. Kill him. Just kill him. Or unalive him. That's what we're supposed to say on YouTube, right?
No, I mean, honestly, in this Fallout universe that they have in this show, at least, whenever you do find a civilization or anything like that, there's no courts or trials or judges or anything like that. If there's some kind of conflict or squabble, people just kill each other.
That really was the only point I wanted to make, really.
Wow, Jermaine. Were you trying to pull off one of those like really profound contributions, you know, on the panel where, you know,
it's kind of like when someone goes and like steals all your thunder. It's like, okay, well, let me pull this one out of the hat.
I can usually always, even if I'm the last person to get to talk and there's like 5 or 6 people ahead of me or something like that, I can usually always, even if I have to retread over something that's already been covered or whatever, you know, I can usually always find something different or new to add, you know. But it is tough. You're right. Sometimes people do actually, you know, say everything that you wanted to say before you get a chance to talk. So, anyways, that was a good point, though, sir. Short but valuable contribution, because that was a good point. You know, it is frontier justice in Fallout. You know, it is so civilization has collapsed so far in their world that there is absolutely no structure or organization at all. You know, when it comes to society, and you know, the vaults are the only you know, place that you're going to find in this world where there actually is some sort of law and order, you know, and you know, rules, and you know, some form of a trial can occur. But nobody ever kills anybody in the vaults, you know, so they're not prepared to handle a murder trial or something like that. Anyways, Plus, Kyle MacLachlan's character is kind of a hero to the Volt people, isn't he? You know?
Well, yeah, because remember, he's like the older generation from the previous,
he was a really big figure, like ahead of the Volt, or whatever, at one point.
Yeah, I mean, it's because he helped, I mean, to brainwash those people in the vaults to follow this, like, crazy rules and stuff like that, with the the recrimination thing that we'd be hearing from that brain during this episode. But yeah, I mean, he is not a hero, more like he's like the top leader, the top executive for that vaults,
He was, yes, he was one of the overseers.
Yeah. But
if I remember correctly, he was the last overseer, not the one that was actually there when Lucy was there, but he was the one before that.
Yeah. So, this cheap reviewers is back again. No, sir, we don't need your cheap reviews.
Yeah, that's pretty weird and ballsy that they actually put those out there like that. Like, kind of shocking, to tell you the truth, but whatever.
Yeah.
Either way. All right, Andres, it's your turn, sir.
Yeah, so I like this section. It's cool to see. It's really like a great talent for Walk the Goggins to play two different characters. You're seeing the pre-Ghoul versus the Ghoul that we're like seeing in the future.
Sir, be honest and be realistic. He's not playing two characters, sir. Like
well,
like some other
different timelines.
He's playing two versions of the same character.
Okay, I'm sorry. Oh my god. Anyway, so the flashback was very good. I appreciate that I was kind of surprised we went back to the ending of last season, where he finds out that his wife is ingesting nuclear, bombment, and then he, takes his, daughter.
His daughter, right? That's exactly what I said at the very beginning. It's like, why are you wasting our time with this? Like,
yes, but then after that, you like during the flashback, you see that he meets up again that woman, her name Kate Williams, Kate. That was the person that suggested to like spy on the wife in the first season to find out the truth about the Volts and all that. And it was good to see her again because last season she dies in the present timeline, and the Brotherhood versus her people. So that was.
Do you mean Lee Moldover?
Yes, Lee Moldover. So just reminder that she dies in the present timeline in first season. And we're seeing her, alive during the time when the bombs were not yet dropped yet. And so and the fact that she is trying to convince him to remain and spy on his wife was kind of crazy. And the fact that she, because I think Bars is going to travel to Las Vegas to meet Mr. House. So that was a good development. So I'm very curious where we're going to take that. And then I'm trying to remember this is where the timeline, this is where we meet up with the Volts again. So like we go back to Volt 31 where, we meet up again with Norm, who's like left without water and food. And then after that, Volt 33, Overseer Betty is trying to fix the water chip that was damaged last season. That's a theme from the game. So I was happy that they brought that back. And like she is trying to encourage this Remnant character. I don't remember he's from the first season, Reg, to form like a new club. I was like, okay. The Overseer who plays Betty, she is Blind Al from the Deadpool movies, and she's really great in this role. So I'm very excited that she's getting more.
Yes.
You remember that? It's like, motherfucker. You have a heart. It's just the way. I just love her as Blind Eye. Oh god, she's so funny.
She's good here too.
Yeah.
She's good here too. She was the character that I was referencing when I was like, in one moment she could be like really, really funny, and then she can just switch it all in the same scene and be this hideous, mean person. It was what was that scene when
She's telling
God,
Reg, the guy from in her vault, the like former club, because I think he was bugging her with something, and like, look, you're useless. I don't
basically.
and it's just the way she says it is so funny, but then it's like so mean at the same time. So it's great to see her that, and I think that was like because we jumped back and forth with the Bolt. I do agree with you. One of you guys brought it before. Yeah, the storyline with the Bolts is like okay. I like we're getting more to do. Like I was surprised we see again Norm's friend, who's like now the stepfather of Steph's like kid.
Chet.
Stuff like Chet. Yes.
Chet.
Chet is a good character. I like him, but I don't know why. Yeah, go ahead. I was I was like, why we're spending time on those characters? Like, I care more about like I'm fine going back to Betty because Betty knows something. She is aware of like she's probably a former executive from the Volt track.
Yeah.
Just like McCotton's character. So that makes sense. I'm fine with going back to her. But with the other ones, it's like Norm, it makes sense. But this part of the story, I'm like, why Steph? Like, she's gonna like become crazy.
I never went far enough in episode 1 to get to the actual Volt scenes yet, sir. How did you jump that far?
Well, no, because this part of the section with the flashback is where we get to the Volt. Just the Betty Volt. That's it.
The Volts before back in the day before they were actually ever active.
Yeah, so I'm not jumping too far. I'm just mainly talking about the Betty thing, and that's it. But that's all I want to say. I think this section was great. Seeing the flashback again, like now knowing Cooper is gonna spy more on his wife, which is crazy, and just seeing Betty now taking over Volt 31, right? And taking over after McConnell's character was kind of kidnapped from last season. So that's all I had to say about this section.
Didn't that happen at the end of season 1?
She did take over at the end of season 1, but we in this particular episode we did see her again, and everything that Andre said also happened in episode 1 as well.
Oh, did we see her in the flashback?
No, it wasn't a flashback. It was just the scene in the vault.
Yeah, Vault 33. We saw her like she's the first thing.
Again, the scenes that we have not gotten to yet. I did not know we were talking about that.
Yeah, it's after the flashback. After the Cooper flashback, we see the first time the Volt 33.
Sure, I'm going to talk about it in just a second for you to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like we never got that far in the episode yet. What don't you understand? We never went. I never listed that as a talking to, segment.
Oh, okay. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
Jesus, Andre's the pop culture guy. I am not surprised, sir, that you would return to your occasional desire to move past the plot of the episode farther than I was asking about.
Excuse me. Fuck. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Fuck.
It'd be one thing if you were like connecting events or something like that in the episode, in some way or whatever. But you actually like just go into like farther scenes of the episode that are totally like new, like later on in the episode. How
you're my eyewitness here. I did not jump as far, so you're my eyewitness.
Andres, honestly, when it comes to people's behaviors on these shows. You doing that occasionally is not one of the worst things that could possibly happen. Anyways, quick question for you guys, a little bonus question, just to kind of get us off the the trend of doing the episode questions. What do you guys think about the fact that Fallout received a significant number of Emmy nominations for season 1, 17 total, earning nods for major categories like Outstanding Drama Series, which is very surprising, lead actor Walton Goggins, and writing, and ultimately winning 2 Creative Arts Emmys for Outstanding Music Supervision and Outstanding Emerging Media Program, which are very interesting titled awards. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Do you feel like the Fallout Season 1 deserved 17 Emmy nominations? Because that's actually a lot of nominations for one show to get, especially for the first season of a show. It usually takes some time for a show to get going, and then in season 2 or season 3, they'll break out and, win 15 Emmy, get nominated for 15 Emmys or something like that. It usually doesn't happen in season 1. Although it did happen with Shogun as well. But, and then, how do you feel about, the fact that, it says earning nods. I'm assuming that means that they won. I guess Fallout won the Emmy for Outstanding Drama Series. What do you guys think about that? I'm kind of shocked by that. I do not think Fallout was the best drama series that came out that year, 2024, from what I remember. There were other shows that I thought were better. And then what do you think about lead actor being, I'm assuming Goggins? You guys think that that's appropriate? That his his role in season 1 of Fallout was worthy for a lead actor Emmy? What do you guys think, Jermaine?
So this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that most of these actors in this particular show have either a well-known face or a well-known name, and the performances they gave were good to great. And so knowing that they received those nominations, that didn't surprise me. What surprised me is in hearing you read that list was that they got a nod for writing, because I did not think that the writing was all that. It wasn't all that inspiring.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So no, it wasn't a surprise for me, because of what I just said. It was just like these people were well-known people, and whenever you have for all intents and purposes, it's an ensemble cast, and Jermaine, so people are going to pay more attention to a show that has an ensemble cast.
Jermaine, anytime a show gets nominated 17 or 15 times at the Emmys, that the majority of those nominations are going to be for categories that don't involve acting. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're a show like The West Wing or something like that, or The Sopranos, where there's multiple characters that get nominated for awards, year after year and shit like that. A lot of those nominations were probably in categories having to do with the production of the show, how it looked, how it sounded, all that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No surprise. No surprise. And that's why at one particular point, I don't know if we were on air at the time, but in order to do that, in order to pull all those pieces together, you have to have a certain amount of money. And so them waiting as long as they did to put this show out, it made sense, because what they're basically telling people is that we really care about this show. And so we're going to put our money into it. And so, yeah, I could see them working behind the scenes to get all of those people in all of those different categories nominated. It makes sense.
Oh yeah, Amazon Prime, sir, does not worry about budgets when it comes to their TV shows and stuff like that. Based off what I know from their other shows, I don't know what the budget of Fallout was. I can't remember for season 1. But they're not afraid to spend money on their original content, and if the Rings of Power is any indication of them willing to spend money, I mean, I think that they spent $460 million on the last season of that show. So That is fucking out. That is fucking astronomical for a budget for a television show.
For garbage.
Yes, sir, for a show that is not very good. I would not call it garbage because we do review it here on the Bleeding Edge, and I don't want to trash it. I thought season 2 was an improvement, but yes, sir, you are right. Overall, as a show, Rings of Power is not that good of a television show to watch. It has a lot of flaws, and they made a lot of really weird and bad decisions based on like politics, essentially, with the show when it came to casting and the story and stuff like that. And it all did not help the show at all. But that is a conversation for another day, sir. But you're right. If quality is related to budget, Rings of Power did not get much out of their $460 million. Cyber, sir, what are your thoughts on the significant amount of Emmy nominations that Fallout received?
Honestly, I don't even care about awards anymore. Simple fact that because majority of the time they pick what everyone has been watching. They don't actually go by what is actually good, what's actually fantastic, what's actually does well, for the entertainment industry. And so I'm not shocked by them getting nominated for so many things, but at the same time, I didn't see anything of quality in it that would have deserved any Emmy noms except for Walton Goggins' performance. I do agree with that one. I think that he deserved the nomination. I think he was fantastic.
So does that mean that you would not agree that Fallout was worth winning the Outstanding Drama Series category?
No.
Didn't Shogun come out in the same year as Fallout?
No, 2023.
No, 2024.
Yeah, no. Fallout and Shogun came out the same year.
Yeah. Shogun won that category. Fallout was nominated. They didn't win. I'm sorry. The way that they have it worded on Wikipedia is weird. But no, Fallout did not win Outstanding Drama Series. It was nominated for the award. Shogun's the show that won that award.
Yep.
Sorry, Cyber.
It's all good. Yeah, so I mean, it didn't. I don't think it deserved to be nominated. I don't think it needed to be nominated. I think that it was just all kind of, as you mentioned before, political thought process of why things moved forward how they did.
Cyber, what about the technical categories and the technical nominations that they got that are in the categories that they're less political and really do have to do with the art or the quality of the of the person or of the scene or whatever. Do you think that the show maybe deserves some nominations for its production?
No, because it was pretty much the same like production value I felt as Shogun was, and Shogun was a better series. So overall, I don't think that just because it has a higher quality value because they put money involved doesn't make it a better show or visually more appealing. Because I watching it was very cartoony, very much like the games, which those were a technical achievement in their own for when they came out. But overall, for 2024, visually, I don't think it was as great as they've made it out to be. Not where some things I've seen that were far superior to it years prior. So, I think that overall it had a great aesthetic look, but nomination-wise, I don't think it needed to be nominated.
Well, I think you're 100% right, Cyber. I think the only reason it got that nomination for Outstanding Drama Series was simply based off the popularity of the show. Because honestly, I'm sorry, but although I did not watch all of the drama series that came out in 2024, I like Fallout, but Fallout is not an outstanding drama series type show. It just isn't. It's an entertaining show. Don't get me wrong. But I'm sorry, it's just not that high level. In my opinion, I do understand Goggins getting nominated, but again, I'm with Jermaine. With the writing, I really did not at any point during season 1 ever think to myself that Fallout had great writing at all. But whatever. Andres.
Yes.
What do you think, sir? I very much, I already knew this, had seen this before, but I had forgotten. I don't think Fallout deserved at all, even in the production categories and all that. And I'm not an expert in those. I think that 17 Emmy nominations for Fallout Season 1 is really overdoing it.
I mean, as I ever say before, with these awards, I don't care, and I do agree with my peers and my friends that discuss this. Sometimes these awards over nominate some of these like shows. I will agree on that. I as a Fallout fan, I will say there are certain awards that a certain nomination they do deserve. I do agree with you guys. Well, Gotten is definitely the one that I kind of agree with. The writing, kind of agree with. I don't think they should have nominated for writing. There were some parts in the first season it was kind of like slow. There, Cyberbird before, some episodes were filler. Some of them were filler and some were okay. I think I disagree. Like I think overall I think you have to remember that this is a video game. I was not expecting much about this show. The fact that they were able to bring this world to life is really impressive for like a streaming service. It's really incredible because think about it. Like we had Halo, we had some good video games, but we had really bad ones. And the fact that this became one of the good ones is kind of crazy. Besides Last of Us, the first season was good. I mean,
you're talking about when these video games are depicted in movies and television.
Yeah, and so the fact that this came out to be a decent one, I think was a miracle. So I think that's why it became over nominated because of that. And you have to remember, in Hollywood, everyone knows these creative people. Everyone knows Jonathan Nolan and all that. So they see this and it's like, okay, it's good rebound after the worst season of Westworld. So I mean, this was the better season after the last season. So that, and I think it was all like, I think the first season was well done. Is it the greatest of 2024? No, I think Shogun is number one. Is one of the best TV shows of 2024. We review it, we love it. I think that should thankfully it won a lot of Emmys. But yeah, I think Fallout, I'm happy it got nominated because it was a good show and it proved the video game can be successful. So that's all I have to say about this.
This happens, more than once. I mean, yeah. There's other shows, in the past, that, have gotten nominations for for shows and that aren't very good overall, and you kind of question, wonder what they're doing.
Yeah,
it's not a new thing. It does happen. You know what I'm saying? The Mandalorian season 2 was nominated for like 15 Emmys. And I did not understand that at all either, because honestly, I did not think that the Mandalorian season 2 was any entertaining, but anything award worthy,
Yeah, but I mean, it's what's the word? Nostalgia factor happened because of that Luke thing became such a popular thing. So
the Mandalorian was a very popular television show for a streaming TV show. It was very popular.
Yeah, it was.
Say what you want about season 3. You know what I'm saying? I think the popularity had kind of dropped off by then, honestly, already. But at one point it was a really popular show that a lot of people watched.
Yep. No, I agree.
A lot of people went ahead and got Disney Plus when it came out.
Oh, yeah. I'm different. I just got Disney Plus because of Marvel. So yeah.
That's why a lot of people. I think. Don't you think that's why most people got Disney Plus
Yeah.
at that time when it first came out?
Yeah, both Star Wars and Marvel. So
If I remember correctly, you had to get Disney Plus if you wanted to watch WandaVision,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
So
I
as
know.
an MCU fan back then, it was kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But besides Marvel, the MCU, what else on Disney Plus would make you want to get it?
Loki.
No, besides Marvel, the MCU on Disney Plus, what else would make you want to get it?
That's it. I mean, besides animation, that's really it.
That's it, pretty much. Really, to be honest with you, I mean, most Disney stuff is all for kids and stuff like that, and family movies and stuff. It's not really a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
It's got the it's got the Hulu hub. Eventually, got that, which is good.
Yeah, very true.
But besides that, it has the Star Wars hub.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Star Wars.
But as some of us know, some Star Wars stuff that's come out in the last 10 years has not been all that great.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that.
Our good friend Jermaine would not know because Jermaine is not a Star Wars fan.
Oh, no, he's a Star Trek fan, right? Yeah.
I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but I have watched some of the shows enough to know that I agree they weren't great.
Yeah, Jermaine has very individualistic, unique tastes when it comes to television and movies. He likes specific genres very much, and he's very dedicated to certain shows.
Yeah,
Jermaine, I could be wrong. Again, because you hear entertainment news all the time, but did they not announce that they're coming out with another new Star Trek show, or did they already come out with another new Star Trek show already after they canceled that one show?
Star Trek Academy.
Yeah, that's the new one.
Is it already out?
No, it's not out. It's not out yet.
I think
it's supposed to come out this in 2026.
They canceled Picard, right?
Yeah, a long time ago, dude.
Oh yeah. It was only supposed to be on for 3 seasons, and it had its 3 seasons. He's old and he has an illness, so that was the most.
Oh yeah, hey, come on, bro. I didn't watch it, but I saw scenes of it on YouTube. But he looks fucking old, bro. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He looks like questionable old when it comes to his participation in a television show. As like the lead character.
Oh, but he did a good job. He did a good job for what he was supposed to do. He did a good job.
Oh, I'm sure he's still good.
He's an actor's actor.
Yeah, he's still a valuable actor that contributes.
Mm-hmm.
He's still better at acting than a lot of actors out there that are fucking 30.
I mean, yeah, because he was from the theater, so yeah.
I guess so, sir.
Yeah.
A lot of folks, go into the theater, are good at theater, and then don't make out very well in movie and TV.
Yeah, not all, but
him. Well, if you recall, is it Dune? I don't think it's Dune. It's one of those TV shows. He was in a movie. I want to say it's Dune. That came out in the 80s.
He was in the 80s. Yeah. Dune, the shitty Dune.
Yeah, David Lynch.
And like he did not like his performance. But people knew his ability.
Yeah, he got a great role. They gave him a great role. Gurney, whatever, the swords master that trains Paul, to fight and stuff like that. The role that what's his name that played Thanos plays now in Dune.
Josh Brolin?
Yeah.
Oh, so he played. Okay.
That's the role he played, Gurney Halleck. Go ahead, Jermaine.
No, I was just about to say that even though his performance wasn't all that great, he still tried out for Star Trek, and because of his bona fides with theater acting, and they were kind of looking for someone with that background, because in that particular role you had to wear a lot of different hats in terms of your acting style. But because he had that background in science fiction, they thought that would have been a good crossover, if you will, for him, because then people who love Star Trek would have gravitated toward him, and of course they did. And it's because of Star Trek that he was then able to go on and make movies with Star Trek, and then he did that whole X-Men thing. So yeah, great actor.
Oh yeah, Andres and I were just the other night or whatever. We're having a conversation about actors that come from the stage, and have that classical stage acting ability and style. You know what I mean? Some of the best actors we've ever seen in Hollywood, in the last couple of decades, started off on the stage. So yeah, I mean, it definitely. It's rarer to see actors like that nowadays, come out, but that used to be a lot more common back in the day. He certainly had a great career, and that Dune movie in the 80s may have been terrible as a film, but it was still a big spectacle, epic movie. So a lot of people did watch it. It's just a really terrible movie, though. I would not suggest anybody here watch that movie anytime soon.
No, because they crammed so much. Like they were trying to do one movie, where the new ones did a smart thing of splitting it up, which was good.
Yeah, the Dune is too big to fit into one film. Yeah,
so I think that was the one thing they learned from the movie. It's like, don't put it all in one. Just split it up, and that's yeah.
Yes, sir. Good point, Andres. Yeah, no, those novels are huge. They're really massive. And there's more than one. There's multiple novels. So there's no way you can tell that story in one film. So okay, back to Fallout Episode 1. In Vault 31, our buddy Norm, as Andres mentioned earlier, left without food or water, awakens the cryogenically preserved Vault Tech junior executives. In Vault 32, Overseer Steph struggles in her new role, while in Vault 33, Overseer Betty oversees repairs to the water chip and encourages Reg to form a new club. Meanwhile, Hank arrives at an abandoned Vault Tech facility, telling someone on a microphone that he will finish his project. Who, I don't know for sure because I didn't pay attention, but I believe Jermaine said was Mr. House earlier in that scene. And that is the end of Episode 1 of Fallout Season 2, guys. So, I did not mean to drop a massive section of the episode on you in one round of questions, but that's just kind of how it worked out. So I'm not sure. How long was Episode 1? Does anybody know?
It was like an hour, like 62 minutes, let's say, in the Wikipedia. So
really, it was that long?
Yeah, like it was very long.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because but it was a little shorter than the first the pilot, because the pilot was like an hour.
In my little bit of experience with Amazon Prime television shows, they're never afraid to go a full 50 minutes, hour long with their episodes. That's how The Boys is.
Yeah.
Anyways, Andre, sir, I'll let you go first for the first time during the show, and go ahead, sir. Start us off on that end section.
Okay, yeah. So I like the end section. It was a good wrap up to the first episode. Like it got me hooked for this season. I'm really curious about what Lucy's father is going to do with the experiments. Now that he has arrived in New Vegas, which is cool, as everyone knows, that is part of the other Fallout game called Fallout Las Vegas. So that's cool. So and I but
Fallout New Vegas, sir.
New Vegas. Sorry. Yeah. I was wondering it was New Vegas or Las Vegas. Thank you. Something we haven't brought up is the music, the soundtrack, the license songs. I really dug the old 50s and 60s license songs. I really dug that, especially the one for the end here, "Working for the Man" by Roy Orbison. Great artist. He's the one that sang "Pretty Woman," the very iconic song from the movie "Pretty Woman," starring Julie Roberts. It's I always love that they stuck from the games using like these old like retro songs from those decades.
I'd bet money, sir, that one of those Emmy nominations was probably for the soundtrack and the sound.
I think so, right? But I have to check, but yeah, it has to be because it was great. I mean, the sound design here is good, and the music is spot on, especially for for this type of show. So yeah, I really dug the soundtrack, and especially this episode is like really cool. I'm gonna listen to that song now. One other thing I'm very curious about Norm. The other Bolt storyline that I care about besides Betty is Norm, the brother of Lucy. I was kind of worried about him because he, last season he was left behind in Vault 31, and he's with the brain, which was it's still funny. He thinks he's so threatening, and I did not expect Norm to like chronically like awakening the preserved Vault-Tec junior executives towards the end of the episode. So I'm very curious where they're going to do with that. And and then of course from what I like about this end of the episode is that every character is like kind of lining up with the storyline. So like I'm very curious if the ghoul knows about this like mind tech thing that Rubber House did, and like because he did look like he recognized that in Vault 24, and just a little information here, like the dad was there before our heroes arrived there, so he took something from there, some installed chip that Lucy saved before they heard the guy that the head exploded in Vault 24. So I'm really curious about that. Hopefully our characters are gonna be up the New Vegas next episode or week 3 maybe. But yeah, so I was very happy about this end episode, and I agree with Jeff. I always like our episodes should be hour long, so I was very happy that this episode was very long because there was a lot to like get back to the rhythm of it, and so I appreciate they took the time to like get us back to our main characters that we like, and then set up new things for this new season. So that's all I have to say for this season.
Yes, sir. I agree with you 100%. You know how I feel about episode lengths, and I think an hour is exactly perfect for a TV show. It's that the amount of time you need to have enough space and time to pull off a quality episode of TV. Some others might disagree, but that's just my opinion. So Cyber, sir, I'll let you go next. What are your thoughts, sir, on that sort of back half of the episode?
it's very interesting because we have quite a bit that it goes over. I mean,
Cyber, we can't hear you.
What?
I can hear you a little bit now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hear me.
you're. I'm sorry to tell you, but your mic got fuzzy again.
You're a fuzzy. Fuzzy wuzzy fuzzy.
You are, sir. You are locked in 100%. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, this last portion of the thing, like I was saying, has a lot of interesting components that happen. We get more back information about what Goggins was doing, or the Ghoul was doing before he became the Ghoul. We find out that he was, having to spy on his wife and basically prevent Robert House from detonating the bomb that will cause what happens in Fallout. We end up finding out, more about kind of what happened to Lucy's brother, him stuck in that vault with, no food and stuff like that, talking with the brains that are still alive some freaking how. That is like reanimator shit type of stuff, that doesn't even make sense. I mean, I can understand like a Frankenstein thing or something like that, but like there's still a lot. There's brains. Like you gotta have more than that. But anyways, that's an interesting, Quan there and kind of the conversation he has with the brains. Then you have kind of, the traveling of Lucy and the Ghoul some more. Of course, they have the dog that's following them, which is quite interesting. We see them come across several different things. They go to that one place asking if they had seen a man in a suit, and she, Lucy gets some flea soup, which was absolutely freaking hilarious. I mean, I started cracking up when I saw the person like shaking the fleas off from their own head. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? How the hell do you have fleas? Like, I can understand if they grabbed a dog or something and shook it, like, a pepper shaker or something. That would have been freaking funnier. But them just shaking their own head, I was kind of laughing too. I was like, what? I'm like, okay, all right, flea soup. Okay, I got you. And she basically says, yeah, my son's dead. My son's dead. That motherfucker, he owed me money. I was like, oh my god, that was so hilarious. But yeah, they find out that he's heading in the direction of Vegas, and basically the whole actual like vault stuff we get in this episode is very in between, very sporadic, showing kind of what's going on with them. We kind of mentioned it earlier in the episode where we kind of see where all the heads at the vault that Lucy came from and stuff like that are at, and kind of what they're doing, and kind of how they're changing things and stuff like that. And we kind of hear them mentioning certain things and stuff like that, which was kind of interesting. Kind of expanding on where we left off in the last season. But I think my favorite portion was the very end of the episode when Kyle MacLachlan's character gets to Vegas, and he gets there and he's at Vault Tech, and he starts like going through and he like changes his outfit and all this kind of stuff, gets out of the robot suit, the battle armor and stuff like that. And then he goes on and starts talking about how he's going to finish Robert House's work. And you're just like, this motherfucker is insane. You're like, what the hell are you doing, bro? Like, this is just crazy. You're just like, wow, you're really going all the way, like, out there, bro. You're like, you've gone from, nuts to super nuts, and wanting to finish Robert House's work. You're just like, wow, like, you got an interesting perception on what reality is. And I think that his whole conversation of what he records into the thing is quite interesting. It's very profound. It's very, very straightforward of like what he wants to do. And you're, at the same time, you're just kind of like going, this motherfucker's a Looney Tune. Like, this dude's Looney Tune. Like, what? I mean, we already, the world's already screwed up from that drop from before. Let's just screw it up even more. We're going to finish this work, And I love how it shows him looking at the different little probe things that they have created and how they've changed over the years and how little smaller and smaller they get. I thought that was kind of cool. And all the dead bodies there, you're just like, okay, like decomposing bodies. You're like, how long have those have been there? I mean, you might want to get rid of them to continue your work there, bro. But I think that whole situation is interesting. Kind of shows you kind of where he's at and kind of where he's going. and kind of how I feel the season's going to go with him being the main bad guy again, kind of along with I think House being another antagonist in the season 2. I don't know how much we're going to get of House. If we're going to see more flashbacks of him with Justin Theroux playing the character, or if we're going to get a present day one, like somehow he's still alive and so forth. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where that goes. But overall, I think that this latter section does a really good job. It takes the story along very well, gives us quite a bit of great information, and is action packed. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really great opening to this first episode.
Sir, per the video games, Mr. House in the future, not in the flashbacks, will be a computer with a voice. At some point back in the day, Voltech switched his brain into a computer, so for the rest of the season, you're going to see the same dichotomy as the Ghoul, where there's going to be a version of him in the flashbacks, and then there's going to be the version of him in the real world, where he's going to be a computer. So just so you know, sir, a little information for you. All right. Jermaine, sir, wrap us up.
So, all right. So first, I want to talk about Norm. Norm is proving to be the MVP of thinking outside the box, mostly because he's currently trapped in one. His new mantra has to be plans are hard, chaos is easy. And what we see him do is basically he decides, forget that little robot thing, he knocks him over. The robot gets scared, and he decides to release all the people in the cryogenic chamber. And so his character arc in season 1, he was mousy, he was scary, he was like he believed in the whole vault system, right? And there's an evolution in his character, and now we see someone who's willing to take risks, a lot like his sister. And I love that. I love the fact that we're getting a real true character arc in someone. Also, checked in the vault, those vault scenes. I think he's gonna be a character that we really need to pay attention to. Not just for the comedic value of having to basically be the mom to a baby that's not his, and be subservient to someone who's running a vault. I honestly believe that his character is going to be one that breaks out, because if you really think about it, they took his time. They took their time with his particular character in season 1, and it's carried over into season 2. And so I think that's a character that we need to pay a whole lot of attention to. I think the latter half of this episode, even though we got the action scene in the beginning of episode 1, which was good. It was good. It was solid. But I think what they did at the end of this particular episode is what's carrying that episode over. Yes, I did enjoy what we saw with Vault Tech and Lucy's dad, especially because it continues along with what we saw in those flashbacks. We now know that this Robert House guy is in, I'm going to say present day, but because we're watching the TV show, it has to be present day. And so, but what is that going to look like? What is that going to feel like? And what chaos will ensue as a result of that? And so I like how they tied those pieces together, and it ended the way that it did. And as I said before, the vault scenes for me were I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, Jermaine, I'm with you, man. I love the vault scenes too. They're usually always fun. A nice mixture of drama and comedy, and there's some fun characters in the vaults. I like some of those characters. All right, guys, most definitely. Let's do our ratings, and then we will go ahead and do some plugs. Jermaine, I'll go right back to you, sir. What's your 1 out of 10 rating for episode 1?
It's just I'm gonna give this particular episode a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Sir, what is so funny?
The comments. Or I should say the comment.
Oh, I see. My delivery. Gotcha.
Your delivery.
Sir, your YouTube channel is called Fantasy is Reality, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It is. We've taken a bit of a hiatus, mostly because most of us are teachers, and we were just waiting until the Christmas break for things to slow down, midterms and all of that. So, but yeah, Fantasy is Reality. We're definitely going to be ramping things up because a lot of TV shows that we like are coming out at the beginning of 2026, and so you're going to see us cover a lot of shows. We cover mostly sci-fi and fantasy. So yeah, you're gonna see it's quite a bit. We have a interview with Vampire coming. Oh shoot. Yeah, a lot is coming. Can't think of everything off the top of my head.
Okay, sir, most definitely. Well, look, I will definitely pull up your channel because I just found it in a minute when we do our plugs. But in the meantime, Cyber, what's your rating, sir? Cyber.
Okay. I give the episode a 10. I thought it was a fantastic opening to the season, and absolutely fantastic. The gore was great. The acting was great. The story was fun, and I thought it gave you a lot of great information that I felt, other episodes of the first season did not do. And I feel that it was just the right amount of length that gave you enough to get all that information across.
All right, Cyber, going ahead and dropping his first 10 right off the bat with episode 1, sir. Very ballsy. You have been very consistent in the last few months with dropping a lot of 10s, sir. You've been very nice to a lot of television shows. Andre's a pop culture guy, sir. What's your rating, sir?
I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I thought this was a good season premiere. There's some complaints I have, particularly the storylines. There was I think they could cut down a lot of the Volt stuff. Like, we didn't need to see Volt 32 at all. You could save that for next week. And it could have been a good episode. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this episode. I love it.
Just to be fair, sir, depending on how it's handled, it is interesting to see abandoned vaults, in this world, you know what I mean, and explore them. You know what I'm saying?
I like that part. I'm talking about the Volt 32 was with the girl with the eye patch and all that. Like, why we needed that.
Oh, one of the active vaults. Yes.
Yeah, they had active vaults. No, I like that because that was from the game. That was fun.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you on that, sir. When it comes down to it, the vaults in the show that are fun are the ones we know, with the characters we know and all that. But if you just show us some random vault where we don't know anybody in it, who really cares? We've seen the vaults and how they work at this point. We don't really need to learn anything else about it. I guess I'll give episode 1 an 8. I didn't think it was a super strong episode of Fallout. I thought it was decent. I like the use of flashbacks in the episode. They always do a good job with flashbacks in Fallout. I just didn't think that the story of the episode, if you want to say, was really all that compelling. I guess, in terms of the events that occurred throughout the episode, there wasn't a lot of important or big things that occurred or happened. But I'll give it an 8. And okay, that's it. For the guest panel and myself, we are wrapped up and done with our recap of Fallout Season 2, Episode 1. We appreciate the folks who caught us live and will catch us in audio and video form on this recap. And let's do plugs. Jermaine, I'll go right back to you, sir, since you were already talking about your YouTube channel. There it actually is. So go ahead and pick up where you left off.
Yeah, just going ahead and catch a few episodes, subscribe. Fantasy is reality. We do a whole lot of sci-fi and fantasy, moving away from reality. So if reality is your thing and you want to see some old recaps of some old reality shows, you can find it there as well. Real sad to hear that the Wheel of Time ended. Because I loved it, especially the most recent season.
I had no idea.
Really good.
I didn't know you guys did Wheel of Time, Jermaine. That's awesome.
Yes.
I was very jealous of folks that covered the Wheel of Time. We never did.
Yeah, loved it. But yeah. But as I said before, Interview with a Vampire is coming back. We're gonna have Rockstar Lestat, and if you know anything about Interview with a Vampire, Rockstar Lestat is the ish, and we plan on dealing with it.
Awesome. Yeah, that's interesting, man. The concept of Wheel of Time sounds really, really cool. The YouTuber Quinn's Ideas that I'm really fond of makes videos about that story, that novel, and the concept of that show seemed very interesting. But sadly, we never got into it. Amazon Prime has that show called Foundation, Jermaine. I don't know if you've ever heard about it, but that one's also based on like classic, science fiction novel.
I just couldn't get anybody to watch it with me. I love it. Oh, religiously.
Foundation?
I love it. Yeah.
I think that one's still active too. I think they're still going to make a third season of that.
It is. Yeah. It was good. Season 2 was great. Like after season 1, if season 1 is good, season 2 might not be all that great, but season 2 was good.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, that's usually a trend that does happen, where a lot of times you have a drop off with the second season of a show, the good ones are the ones that are able to be consistent, and remain good after season 1, and stay good or even get better. For a show like Shogun, that was really as fucking good as it was in season 1, it was so rewarded, by awards and everything and whatnot. They're gonna have a really hard time pulling off season 2 of that show that comes even close to the first season. But we'll see. They're making it, so we'll watch it and find out. All right, Andre's the pop culture guy.
Hello, everyone. This is Andreas, pop culture guy. Thank you for joining us for the Fallout Season 2 premiere. Jermaine, it was great to see you again, sir. It was a pleasure talking the Fallout, and the comments. Private chat was funny. I think we had a very splendid discussion. So anyway, recently post my part 2 of the Vision Sky of Witch 1982 run. Please check it out. You can check out my 2 tributes to movies. Unbreakable for his 25th, and then of course Commando for his 40th. Right now, I'm pretty much finishing up my top 10 favorite Joker designs, so you're gonna check it out tonight. Hopefully, I get that upload. My short reviews, I have my Die Hard up, so you can check that out. A little Christmas, review, here and there. So the latest is here, Die Hard, the 1988 classic. Last movie clip was Wolverine saying "Holy shit" when Lady Deathstrike did her, claws, nails, full, potential there in the X2 movie. No live streams yet. The last 2025 live stream will be a top 10 MCU villain list. So me and Jeff are gonna do our top 10, our favorite MCU villains that we love in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That will be in the 28th of December. So please check us out for that. And if you want to see other things, please check out my Bond Mania there, Golden Eye, View to Kill, and Bundable. And plus, please check out the Legion live stream. That was really fun. 3 hours of discussion.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of different shit besides Legion, but which was a lot of times my fault, but it was a lot of fun. It was a fun 3 hours, sir.
Yeah, 3 hours. 3
Anytime you can do 3 hours together and make it fun the whole time,
Yeah.
that's always positive.
Oh man, we could have done 4.
Yeah, we probably could have done 4, sir. That would have been the first time I've done 4 in a long time. I'll tell you that. Years since I've done 4 hours. Although we came close for that on that Secret Invasion finale, sir, somehow.
Oh yeah, Secret Invasion, yeah.
3.5 hours somehow on that fucking shitty finale, dude. I'm still amazed, and I still wonder to this day how we managed to go for 3.5 hours on that finale.
I wonder how.
I don't know, sir. I'm honestly, I without going back and watching it, and listening to it, I have no idea what I possibly was asking people about or whatever, or what was going on that we kept it going.
I can take a guess that you were talking about other things besides the finale.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. You're probably right, but at the same time, it's also possible that although the finale of Secret Invasion was absolutely terrible, there were parts of Secret Invasion that were okay. Were okay, and I was very into the series. So but Cyber, sir, go ahead and do your plugs.
All right, folks. So if you enjoy me here on the panel, or if you enjoy when I moderate, you can check out my solo content. You'll find me under Cyberneticshark. You'll find it on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, pretty much any place where there's a social media platform. As you can see there, my most recent review still is the review of Predator Badlands. And then, of course, my most recent trailer reaction is for Cold Storage, which comes out next year, starring Liam Neeson and Joe Carey from Stranger Things. I've put up a couple new Soras recently. One's of me Christmas caroling as a singing Batman smells. Robin lays an egg. I thought that was pretty funny. And then also me meeting FDR and so forth. I got that stuff up there. Most recent mini review, of course, is a Christmas movie called A Cluster Punk Christmas. Really fantastic film. If you have not seen it, check it out. Other than that, I'll be having more stuff up for you guys soon. Definitely keep your eyes out for that stuff. Really fun stuff, enjoyable, and I'll be having more stuff as time goes along. Really haven't had time to go to the movies or anything recently, so I have some stuff I saw, but I haven't done the reviews yet, so I'll be having those up for you guys soon as well when I have some time. So keep your eyes out. I'll be having more stuff up for you guys. I appreciate you guys. Keep on watching, keep on subscribing, keep on helping all the other great creators here on the MCU's Bleeding Edge. Keep watching us here on the MCU's Bleeding Edge. And always, don't forget, check out that Patreon page, people. Really fun stuff once you become a member.
Cyber, I'm never as aware, obviously, as you are, or Andres is, when it comes to what movies are coming out in the theater. But from what I understand, there's really not a lot happening or going on in December movie-wise, or January movie-wise. Are there?
Well, I don't know. Is it this week, Cyber? The Anaconda movie is coming out. I know Avatar Fire Ash is coming in.
Who cares about Avatar Fire and Ash?
Avatar came out this weekend. Anaconda comes out next weekend.
Okay.
You know, there's stuff coming out. Just people are just like so freaking you know, still stuck in 2020 to 2023 status, and make something original, make something this, that, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm sick and tired of all the people and their bullshit. It's just ridiculous. Like, who gives a shit? If you go see a movie, go see a movie. If you don't, you don't, you know, but don't make it out to be like the movie industry is that horrible and that there's nothing out there to watch. There is plenty out there to watch. You just have to realize that you got to go with what you're going to get.
Oh, well, hey, you know, I mean, honestly, when I do see trailers pop up on my YouTube feed occasionally here and there, which does happen, you know, to me, I do see trailers for movies regularly that look interesting, at least, you know, or watchable, you know what I mean? So I just haven't seen a lot lately, so I didn't think that there was really much going on right now currently, you know, movie-wise. I have no fucking idea, and I will never understand why so many people like Avatar. I think Avatar is fucking stupid, to tell you the truth. The first movie was pretty good, but overall, it's pretty stupid. You know, and why Cameron wants to keep making them.
I know.
And there's no, they make so much money. I don't know why.
I know.
I don't.
It's money.
I just don't get it though. Like the premise of Avatar, I don't grasp why that works for people so well. Like what people are so fascinated about it. I don't get it.
It's not the story. It's just the spectacle. That's the thing. It's like it's just the visual effects. The visual effects, the action. That's what people are really into for these films, which is fine. But I need the story to be important. You know.
Well, and I know Cameron makes great films. You know, he makes great epic, you know, scale films. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure, you know. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure the last couple. I'm sure this new one will probably be a decent movie to watch. But you know, but you know, but the amount of money that they make is ridiculous.
I know. But, hey, trying to like this.
As if James Cameron needs any more money, bro. I'm sure he probably gets paid quite well for directing those films.
He's been fucking set since Terminator 2.
True.
That's what I'm saying. I really don't think he needs to make a lot of extra money at this point. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, due to his reputation and his you know, what he's the stuff he's put out in the past, you know, and how much he has to do with you know, with these movies, I imagine he probably makes something insane when it comes to what his salary is for these movies when he directs them.
Oh, I'm sure he does. You know, especially if you're making over 3 hour long films too, you know, especially with this new one, Fire and Ashes, 3 hours and 11 minutes long.
Doesn't he have a production company too? And doesn't his production company produce the films?
Yeah, Lightning.
Yeah, Lightning Storm Entertainment. Yeah, it's crazy.
And he also created the story and the movie and the everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so
yeah. December is like a slow month for movies. It's the last two major blockbusters and Oscar movies that comes out this month. So yeah, it's one of those quiet.
Mighty Supreme.
Oh, I'm gonna see that next Saturday. So yeah.
I wonder how well Anaconda will do box office wise.
I know. I need to ask one of my friends if they're interested in seeing that because the trailers were funny.
I can't wait to see that. That's gonna be freaking epic.
Yeah,
if you know anything about the fucking production for the original film, you'll laugh your ass off at this movie.
Why was the production of the first Anaconda film really fucked up?
Oh my god, the editing was so bad. There's literally a scene where it shows the boat going reverse. Literally, all they did was they took the footage and reversed it. It's just going in rewind. It's not actually like filmed it backing up. It's literally they just rewound the footage they already filmed. Plus, also there's a lot of edits towards the end of the film that are absolutely horrible when they're attacking the Anaconda. It's so bad. It's so good. I mean,
yeah, the first Anaconda film is so cheap is so cheap looking and so fucking B movie like style or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
Yep.
very 90s. Of
It
its
is
time.
not. It is not a very good movie. It is funny at times, but not. But I don't think it was supposed to be funny.
I don't know. They don't know what kind of movie they were making. So I don't know. It was serious or fun.
It did have a great cast. I'll give it that.
Oh yeah,
John Boyd,
yeah. Some point knew
John
what kind of movie he
Hyde.
was making.
Eric Stoltz,
Young
Yeah.
J Lo.
Yes, J-Lo.
Jennifer Lopez,
Jennifer Lopez.
Owen Wilson, Carrie Wurr.
Ice Cube.
Yeah, he's cute.
Say what you want about Ice Cube, but he's actually usually pretty good. Whenever I see him in the movie.
I love Ice
Yeah.
Cube.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, the Friday movies are awesome. 21 Jump Street and 2 is great. He's amazing. Those.
He's talented. You could actually put him in pretty much any kind of movie. You know, it doesn't have to be a comedy or whatever. You know.
His War of the Worlds film I enjoyed.
Yeah, you said that was really good.
I like the whole concept of it all being virtual, where it's all done on phone screens throughout the whole film. And the fact that he's supposed to be working for like the government and he's able to spy on everyone. And I think that was just a cool concept.
Who was that? Who made that? Amazon Prime Video?
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
Yeah, it's Amazon. Yeah. That's easy.
Well, that's the only thing about the streaming services when it comes to films and stuff like that, you know, is your audience is always going to be a little bit more limited and narrow when, you know, when your film comes out, you know, with no theatrical release, you know. Although they do say that Amazon Prime Video is the second highest total subscriber streaming service out there. Which I've never understood because people buy Amazon Prime just to have their packages shipped for free, you know? So how can you accurately know how many folks actually are subscribed to actually watch Prime Video?
That's the beat. I mean, these tech companies know something we don't know.
No, I'm just saying it's a simple question. How would you know that?
Yeah.
And how many people do you know of, or do you think they're out there that actually only subscribe to Amazon Prime to watch Prime Video?
Yeah.
Nobody. It would make no sense. People buy Amazon. People get Prime for free packaging.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they have good programs. I mean, they have good shows. I mean, they have the Rings of Power, but
They do. Honestly, I mean, they've only put out a couple of TV shows, you know, and movies, and some of them have, you know.
I don't know. Well, also, they also get connected with channels that you can watch with them. You know, they absorb.
Yeah, but you have to pay extra money to do that.
It's not expensive. I don't think. I had to ask my mom how much.
You're talking about those add-ons that they have on Prime, where you can get Stars and Showtime and.
I don't do that, but it's good with like the package we have with the channels they have that like we include with the package. We don't have Stars.
Are you just talking about the channels that they have, the cable layout that they have on Prime Video?
Yeah, the cable. Yeah,
that's not an extra. That's not a bonus thing. That just comes with Prime.
But you have to understand from me and some other people that it's good enough for.
Oh, so what you were referring to was the fact that they have those channels from other studios and stuff like that where they play their films and stuff like that.
Yes, exactly, and that's a good deal, you know. And
I told you before, I like their cable channels. I don't watch them a lot, but they do have some good stuff. They have an anime channel. They have a Naruto channel where that plays nothing but Naruto Shippuden, you know. Yeah,
it's really good. They have really good channels. James Bond channel they have for just mainly James Bond stuff.
They have a lot of channels.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's the one perk that Amazon has.
I like that too. I think it's a great addition to Prime that they have that. It's great, you know.
Yeah. So
and it gives you that old fashioned cable experience. You know what I'm saying? And people, I think people like that.
yes, exactly. So that's why that. Right,
Andres, if you don't know yet, all the streaming services are trying to do that now. They already, they either already have, either they already either have, or they're moving into doing that.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised.
Paramount Plus has that now.
Cool.
They've got they've got channels that you can watch.
Yeah. What else?
Hulu used to have a package that you could get where you could get cable through them.
Wait, really?
Years ago, yes.
Huh. Yes.
I don't know anything about it. I read about it in an article about the history of Hulu. At one point years ago, Hulu put out a package where you could get like YouTube TV, type cable.
Yeah. That is interesting.
Yeah. I'm a nerd, sir. The history of streaming services and stuff like that and all that is interesting to me. I like reading about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Hulu's been around for a really long time.
Yeah, I know. But
it started off as a free platform, like a lot of them, where you could go out there and watch TV for free.
Oh God, those were the days.
that in the beginning, when all the first streaming platforms were free.
Yep, and now it's not.
All right, folks. We're out of here. We probably should have been out of here 10 minutes ago, but I'm in the mood to bullshit. So for the sake of my teammates, I will say goodbye for everybody and tell you that we appreciate you out there, and God bless you, and we will see you next time. I believe for us next Wednesday night for a DC animated film, which is title I don't know yet, but I'm sure it will be a good one.
Yeah.